Hello and welcome to this tutorial from aboutyourenglish.com. This is the second in a series of tutorials about adjective clauses. Adjective clauses are sometimes called relative clauses. The examples in this tutorial are restrictive or essential clauses. That is, the adjective clause is necessary. It completes an idea. Without the restrictive adjective clause, essential information would be missing and communication would be incomplete, as in this short sentence. I saw the little boy. Without a context or additional information, we want to ask, what about the little boy? The reader cannot identify the boy because information about the boy is missing. We can add an adjective clause to provide more information. I saw the little boy that brought a toy gun into the bank. The underlined adjective clause is restrictive or essential. It's also a subordinate clause. The relative pronoun that is the subject of the clause, and it refers to the boy in the first clause. The pronoun that also serves as the conjunction. The pronoun that can also be the object in a clause, as in this example. That's the little boy that I saw in the bank yesterday. The subject is I, and the object is that. That refers to the boy in the main clause, or the independent clause. The adjective clause can also come inside a main clause. An adjective clause modifies a noun, so the clause has to immediately follow the noun that it modifies whenever possible. Here the relative pronoun is the subject of the adjective clause. The little boy that brought the toy gun into the bank was laughing. Adjective clauses, or relative clauses, have relative pronouns. Some grammarians say that the relative pronoun that should be used in all essential or restrictive adjective clauses as a subject or an object, and whose should be used as a possessive. But realistically, there's no good reason not to use who and whom to refer to persons, which to refer to objects, and whose as a possessive. In some cases, however, the relative pronoun that is the only choice. The relative pronouns who, whom, and whose are used in reference to a person. That's the woman who came into the bank with the little boy. Who is the subject pronoun. It refers to boy in the main clause. You can also use the relative pronoun that. That's the woman that came into the bank with the little boy. Use whom or that as an object to refer to a person. That's the little boy whom I saw yesterday with the toy gun. Or that's the little boy that I saw yesterday with the toy gun. Use whose as a possessive. That's the woman whose little boy had the toy gun. Here are some examples that do not refer to persons. Use that, which, and whose. The boy waved the gun which he had in his hand. Which is the subject in the adjective clause. It refers to gun in the main clause. You can also use the relative pronoun that here. The boy waved the gun that he had in his hand. The relative pronoun which is the object in the adjective clause in this sentence. That's the plastic gun which the little boy dropped. The object pronoun refers to gun in the main clause. You can also use the relative pronoun that here. That's the plastic gun that the little boy dropped. Use whose to replace possessive pronouns. The car, whose lights are on, probably belongs to the little boy's mother. Finally, avoid using what as a relative pronoun to replace that. It is possible, however, to replace the thing that with what. Here's an example. That's not the thing that I want. You have to replace all three words. the thing that with what. That's not what I want. Thanks for watching this tutorial, and please check out aboutyourenglish.com.